Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Uh, I was working on my Ironman gloves today and I think I actually came up with a really cool idea on how to assemble the fingers and the glove itself. So let me just walk you through it because it's actually really simple. I used protection gloves like these and I simply used this. I used fingers from the glove itself. I cut the glove this way, so I have a little bit of excess hanging out of the finger, and you'll see what I mean right now. This is what the finger looks like once it's complete. Everything is assembled and glued in place onto the finger itself, and this is the excess that I left so I can put it inside of the glove and then glue this excess piece of the cloth into the glove. So this is what is going to keep it in place. What makes these gloves work really nicely, well, the color, for example, is exactly what I want on my gloves, and they are fairly stretchable, especially on the back side where your finger naturally wants to curl. So, I mean, they're made so you can do this. And I basically used that so that I can put the plastic over it and use it to articulate my fingers. This way, it's really easy to assemble everything. It's easy to make it quite permanent. This is not gonna go anywhere. The elastic is not gonna lose its elasticity, and even if it does, it's still gonna be able to move. It will still be able to flex completely. And you can see, I mean, the whole finger moves really, really nicely. And one tip I would give you for using, if you're trying this method, and I really suggest you do, because as you will see, it works really freaking well. I mean, it's phenomenal. Just keep in mind that when you're using this method, if you're size 10 like me for the worker gloves, protection gloves, whatever you call them, uh, then buy one, at least one size up. One size up is enough. Why? Size 10 fits you perfectly and it's not that easy to remove from your fingers. Size 11, on the other hand, for me, it's quite easy to put on and quite easy to remove. This is very important because once all the fingers are in place and you put your hand in, you want to be able to remove it with relatively easy, you know. You don't want your hand to get stuck inside of the glove and the cloth is holding you. You need to, I don't know, let's say your hand is in and you need to slowly work your way around every finger until you get it out. It's a pain in the butt that you can avoid by just buying one size bigger and using that. So really the next thing we need to do is actually install these inside of the glove. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, the way I connected the plastic to the glove itself is by using super glue. I mean, most of the things like elastics and stuff like that, like even on my hands, this piece, the bicep, will be connected to the forearm because I don't want it to move all around. Let me explain what I mean. They need to go like this. They need to be connected like this, but they tend to move around. So I will be using a big piece of elastic, something like this, to keep it in place. From my experience, using super glue, high quality super glue, is absolutely more than enough to keep everything in place permanently. You will use a lot of super glue, but it will keep everything in place permanently. So I think my heat gun is heated up. So let's get to actually putting all the fingers inside of the glove. Now the first thing I want to do, especially with the thumb, I need to know where my thumb actually wants to go naturally. I need to determine the position of the finger where it would actually be on my hand. So this is pretty much where I want it to be. And now just remember the alignment of the finger with the glove. I'll hold it in place, slide my hand out, and if I pinch the cloth behind it, it's perfectly in place. All I need to do now is keep it in place, and this time I'm not using super glue, I'm using a hot gun. It works extremely well. My daughter's Ironman helmet is actually held on with just this thing, and it's been like that for half a year, and it's perfectly fine. You should use stronger methods, especially if you're going to a Comic Con or something like that, where you really don't want your props to fail. But I'm using it on this glove because I want to fit and test everything. If it's okay, I will not glue the entire thing, just one perimeter. So if it's okay, then I'll use super glue on the rest of it to firmly keep it in place, and I'm 100% positive that it will stay there. So let's get to it. And I'm gonna do it small pieces at a time. And yeah, this is hot on your fingers, so be careful. I mean, wear another set of protective gloves so you don't burn yourself. Don't do as I do, do as you should. Pretty much do as I tell you to do it. Don't do it like me. I mean, you could, but you're gonna burn yourself. Everything is looking good so far. The part I'm gluing is cloth, so a little bit of glue will go through. Be mindful of that, and that's why I'm saying using gloves is probably a really smart thing to do. Fortunately for you guys, I'm not that smart, so I'm just using my fingers. Oh yeah, I will most likely glue my finger to the glove, so don't laugh. I mean, you can. I'll never know. Or will I? Okay, so most of the... Okay, I just wanna glue this part here. I wanna make sure that the position of my glove is exactly where I want it before I make any decisions of whether I did it right or wrong, you know. There we go. This is everything I left below the finger to use as an anchor to connect to the glove itself. And I'm gonna try to show you what it looks like inside now. I hope you can see it. Let me turn the lights on. That's better. Now you can actually see what it looks like inside. All of the excess cloth that I left is glued in place, and it's glued right inside the glove. Tell me down in the comments, do you like it more when all the lights are on, and I believe you can see me better. Or do you like this cinematic YouTube thing better? I mean, for the purpose of this video, this is probably a lot better. So let's see. As you can see, I can slide my hand in really easily. I can articulate my finger. It's an Iron Man glove. You will not be playing piano on it, but basic movements for like holding a fist, posing for the shooting somebody and activating your lights, it's good enough. And this is what I mean about taking a glove that is a little bit bigger. You want to be able to slide your hand in easily and get it out easily. Now, how easy it will be once I have all the fingers in, we'll see. So, there's nothing else to do it but to assemble the entire thing. So, let's start.
I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
And there you have it, guys. Finally glued all the fingers together. I skipped a little bit in the montage because it's a little bit boring gluing everything up, but I'm going to try to show you what it looks like inside. If I get the light just right, I might be able to. Let's try this way. Nope. No can do, sir. I think you get the idea of what you should expect, but pretty much all of the fabric that was left below the finger got glued onto the glove from this side and from this side. I had a bunch of it, so I cut off any excess material that I had on the glove, and honestly I think it looks amazing. And this is what I said when I said use a little bigger glove than your actual size is. You can fit your hand in it pretty easily. You can pose depending on the glove you print. The articulation can be different, but important thing, you can get your hand free easily if you don't use the perfectly sized gloves, if you use the one that's a little bit bigger. And I'm assuming you printed everything correctly. Boom, you have yourself, in my opinion, a beautiful Iron Man glove. So thank you all for watching. Leave down in the comments if you think I could have done better or something, or you like what I did here. Like, subscribe to the video, and more Iron Man suit builds are coming up. My printers are working overtime to get the suit ready. So until then,